What's up, you freaking nerds, and welcome to another episode of Jacob Complains. I'm not complaining that much today. Actually, today I wanted to just talk about stuff, because everybody keeps asking me to. I did just get back from Finland. It was awesome. I got to go to TreyCon and meet a bunch of nerds, and I got to do a presentation, and if you want to go watch that, the links are in my community page. Because that's a quote from every DM ever! Did you think I was being smart? Because I wasn't. It was a lot of fun, and I got to meet a bunch of Finnish fans as well, so you guys have a really, really great country, so thanks for having me. No, but today we get to be evil and mean and tell everybody that they're wrong again, because that's what we do here on XP to level 3. Today we're going to be talking about Unearthed Arcana, because apparently everybody thinks that this stuff is the shit. If you happen to follow any D&D influencers on Twitter, you would know that everybody loves talking about Unearthed Arcana. You see it all the time. My friends tend to love it too. I've just never heard anybody ever be like, it's okay. And you know, that's just a touchy thing to be on nowadays, is you can't always just be negative about certain things that a lot of people love, because they will get angry at you. Well, guess what? I'm gonna criticize it a little bit. Don't destroy me for this. But before we get into that, we have to give a shout out to our sponsor. I know there's been a sponsor every single video, but hey guys, I need to pay my bills. But if you've ever wanted to manage all of your notes in one place, you know where this is going. Have a character that you can manage inside of a campaign, or my favorite feature of theirs, put a map into their system and then start putting locations down, easy for your players to look at and for you to look at as well. Check out World Anvil. It's really easy to use, it's a lot of fun, and it's pretty dang cheap if you want to use it. I highly recommend it, and I've played around with it a bit, and I've got some of Sunder, my campaign, kind of organized in there as well. And it's got a lot of features. It's grown a lot since World Anvil first started sponsoring this channel. They now have characters and Explorer feature, which is really awesome. So they've sponsored this video, so make sure you go check them out. There's a link in the description and the comments. Helps me out if you go check them out, and I think you will have some fun with it as well, especially if you like running D&D campaigns, so go give it a try. Anyways, really wanted to talk more about Unearthed Arcana and tell you what my opinions are about it, because, well, I didn't really want to, but everybody really wants me to talk. Every time there's a new Unearthed Arcana, everybody's like, will you talk about this? Or if I ever make a how to play video and I forget about an Unearthed Arcana, everybody's like, you forgot about the Unearthed Arcana subclass, Jacob! And it's like, yeah, I know, I don't want to talk about it because it's not official material, you dunce. So there are some kinds of Unearthed Arcana I really do like. One of them actually being one of the newest ones. I'm a hipster. I'm a commentary hipster. Ooh. First to do it, guys. Here's a hot take on Unearthed Arcana. I really like the newest ones. They're really creative and really awesome. I really like the Lurker and the Deep one, and we actually ported that one over to a current character in our Ghosts of Saltmarsh game because they had taken a pact with like this deep one who lives at the bottom of the ocean, kind of like the guys from Game of Thrones, something like that. It's been really cool, and it's worked really well in the game. And we were using like Great Old One, but it's been awesome to have like a Cthulhu kind of creature to be a patron. The new cantrip is also really neat. The Mind Sliver. You drive a disorienting spike of psychic energy into the mind of one creature you can see within range. The target must make an intelligence saving throw. Unless the saving throw is successful, the target takes 1d6 psychic damage. On the first time, it makes a saving throw before the end of your next turn. It must roll a d4 and subtract the number of the roll by the save. So it's really nice. It does a little bit of damage. And the aberrant mind, the alien influence, has wrapped its tendrils around you, warping in both body and mind. Perhaps a psychic splinter lodged in your psyche after you suffered domination by an aboleth, kind of tainted by the far realm. This is some cool-ass Lovecraftian shit that is really awesome to throw into your D&D campaigns. It's really fucking cool. It's really awesome. Now, I'm not going to go about saying that none of this isn't cool. A lot of it's really cool. Mystic, it's got some really awesome ideas. So here's the biggest thing that we need to keep in mind when we talk about Unearthed Arcana, is that it is playtest content. Do you know what that means? That means it's tested to play. No, that's not what that is. It's like it's in beta. Nobody's played it. They haven't tested it yet. They just had some ideas, threw it down on a paper, and went, here, try this. Maybe it'll work. And this is kind of the problem I get into, is that as soon as it comes out, everybody's like, whoa, new options for D&D. Isn't that so cool? And it's like, yeah, it's really awesome. It's really cool, but sometimes it's really broken or it doesn't work. One of my absolute favorite Unearthed Arcanas is, oh shit, they changed the art for Eberron. Oh, it looks so cool. One of my favorite Unearthed Arcanas is this one of a wizard called School of Invention, is I think what it's called. Wizard School of Invention. Is it Lore Wizard? It's Lore Wizard. That's it. Lore Wizard. File not found. What? Anyways, I can't find it, but I know what it is. It's basically a wizard that gets to change their saving throws on some of their spells and the damage type, which in my book, if you're going by like flavor options, it's really, really cool because you could turn a fireball into a strength saving throw. Granted, that's really powerful, but we'll get to that. You basically get to change your spells on how you want them to look. So my fireball instead is an intelligence saving throw. Perhaps it's an illusion, or maybe it's like tendrils of flame and they move in a geometric design, and being smart and being able to dodge through the like laser matrix is what gets you to dodge through the fireball. There's a bunch of different ways that you could go about that, and I think that's really interesting. There's no doubt in saying that Unearthed Arcana is really interesting. They're definitely really cool. Here's the thing. I feel like a lot of people take Unearthed Arcana as kind of like law. Like, Wizards of the Coast wrote it. That means it's official. It's a part of the game. It's not. It's not official. And I think players really need to realize the fact that, hey, just because they wrote it in a special little PDF and it sounds cool does not mean you have the right to play it in your game. Why do players like to do that? They like to do it because it's cool. All of these Unearthed Arcanas are really awesome. And I'm not going to be all like, Wizards of the Coast, PSA, you need to stop making Unearthed Arcana so cool. Because really what it seems like Unearthed Arcana is that everybody over at those Seattle offices are having a lot of fun coming up with some new ideas for Dungeons & Dragons. I know I feel that way all the time. I don't write the game, and I have ideas for it every single freaking day. I always have new rules I want to implement, and of course they're going to go wacky with it. It's not Wizards of the Coast's fault for writing any of this Unearthed Arcana. It's really cool, to be honest, and I don't want them to stop. What I want to stop... this is a we need to stop video. We need to stop players who like Unearthed Arcana. No, what I want to stop is players thinking that this is, by law, supposed to be a part of the game. Well, I should be allowed to play Unearthed Arcana because it's Unearthed Arcana. It's cool. Oh, the new Unearthed Arcana came out. Oh my god! Everybody look out! New Unearthed Arcana came out! It's a new bard subclass. You can play a guitar, and when you do it, you do psychic damage, and a kraken shows up, and he goes... I know with the business position that Wizards of the Coast are in with D&D, they're really trying to slow down how many books they put out. Chris Perkins talked about it one time, I think, in Between the Sheets or something, where he had talked about that if they release fewer amounts of books per year, more people will want to buy the books that they release because there's so little. So if Wizards does nothing for like 4 months, everybody's like, give me a D&D book. And they finally go, okay, well, we made this Bingo's Tome of Bad Boys. Then you'd be like, oh my god, give me Bingo's Tome of Bad Boys. I mean, I'm not trying to be mean. I do the same exact thing. As soon as they were like, as soon as Wizards went, Descent into Avernus, I was like, ooh! And so it's cool. It's a really good strategy that works, and it keeps people wanting content for Dungeons & Dragons all the freaking time. However, what comes as a side effect to that is that whenever Wizards of the Coast release any kind of little thing for 5e, like Unearthed Arcana, for example, everybody basically goes, it's new content! This is new stuff that needs to be in the game right now! So stop treating Unearthed Arcana like it's supposed to be part of the game, and that your DM owes it to you, and that, well, if I'm going to play a new character in Dungeons & Dragons, I'm going to look at Unearthed Arcana first. However, we can talk about the more angry part of this, which is the fact that a lot of Unearthed Arcana is really powerful. Like, insane. Like, it's obviously playtest material because they make it stupidly overpowered, and that's a really big point to hammer into my... That's a really big thing I'm gonna hammer into my point. Alright, so your buddy's playing a fighter, and you're playing this new class called a Barbarian. It is Unearthed Arcana class. Okay, just pretend with me. We play D&D, you can pretend. And you're playing this, and you decide you're going to Rage. It's this new ability where you get to do more damage, you take less damage, and you can, you basically go really angry. And it sounds awesome, and everyone's like, whoa, that sounds really cool. And it's like, yeah, it's really cool. And then you start getting hit, and you're like, oh, I take half damage from bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. And then everybody goes, whoa. Now, there's two different responses to this. So now the fighter playing the game is doing their fighting stuff, and he's like, yeah, cool. Oh, you get +2 to damage on your bow attacks. I think they get something like that. Awesome. Or you get to reroll 1s on your Great Weapon Master stuff. That's cool. But everybody kind of takes that as it is and just goes, all right, cool. That's fine. And then the Barbarian, everybody's like, wait, you take half damage? That's insane. You basically never die. It's like monsters. That's so insanely powerful. That's stupid. Raise your hand if that has ever happened to you in an Unearthed Arcana game where you've been playing and somebody's playing another class and they do this really cool ability that seems to be a little powerful and everybody's like, whoa, 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 that's too strong. Maybe we should change it because this is playtest material. That's basically the entire wrap-up of what I have, the problem I have with playtest content in D&D. Now, sure, I have an entire series on YouTube dedicated to showing how stupid all the class is. Guess what? Those are satire. I enjoy 5e, but at the same time, I also think it's worthy of criticism. And the same thing happens with homebrew content, and it's really frustrating. It's kind of two ends of the spectrum here, where on one end, we've got official playtest material that players are going to be like, oh, this is too strong, we should change it. And then you've got the DM's homebrew stuff that they're going to be like, all right, we have this in my game. The players are going to be like, that's dumb. Maybe you just have really good players or something like that, but and this never happens to you. But I can kind of see it happening in concept, and maybe this is just on paper this tends to happen, but it's happened to me more than often, and it's what's so frustrating about it. I'm not trying to cancel Unearthed Arcana. I think it's really cool. If there's anything you want to take away from this video of me ranting about playtest material for Dungeons & Dragons, just treat it like it's homebrew and let your DM deal with it. If you're a player, don't be the arbiter over Unearthed Arcana. If your DM allows it, then do it. It's simple, and I think we all should know that. And it's a really easy thing to learn, and it's not too hard of a thing to take away from this. Welcome to Jacob Buds. I take really simple concepts that everybody should know and blow them out of proportion to make it sound like it's supposed to be a bigger deal than it is. Thanks for watching my video, and I'll see you guys next time. Make sure to go check out World Anvil because they're cool guys. Anyways, that's the end of the video.